You're listening to The Van Daniel Show, the show that brings you a sometimes explicit, most controversial opinion of a guy you've never heard of about anything and everything. Here's your host, Van Daniel.
Welcome to the show, and thanks for listening. Today I'm going to keep it short with my Super Bowl reaction, and then I'm going to close it out with my rant of the week. Coming up next. Thanks for joining us this week. If you like what you hear, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. And follow me on Facebook and Twitter at RealVanDaniel. Or visit the website at www.thevandanielshow.com, all of which is linked below. Also, if you have a suggestion or topic you want to hear on my show, let me know. If I pick one of your ideas, I'll even give you credit on my show. Lastly, if you're a small business owner and you want some free advertisement, hit me up on one of those channels I talked about earlier. I'll pick one business every week to promote free on my plug of the week. All right, let's get started. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you haven't, if this is your first time, thanks for listening. All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Last week, I brought two guests on the show. We talked for an hour about the Super Bowl. I gave you my pick. And I'm here today to admit something that, if you know me, is very hard for me to do. I'm going to go ahead and publicly say I was wrong. I picked San Francisco to win the Super Bowl for all the reasons they've won all season, and they came out and did exactly the opposite of what was successful all season long. And then Kansas City came out and surprised everybody by doing things they typically don't do, and it actually worked, like running the ball. Damian Williams had 130 some odd yards and 2 touchdowns, and their defense showed up for the first time all season. I'm lost for words. I'm going to talk about it. I don't know. I hate it. I hate being wrong. I don't want to be here. I don't want to tell everybody I'm wrong, but I had to. Let's talk about it. So, my turning point of the game was simple. Tyreek Hill's 60-yard reception that he waited on like a punt from Mahomes to threw it way up in the air. On 3rd and 15. Are you kidding me? You pride yourself on defense, and here you are giving up like a 60-yarder when you in the fourth quarter when you're up 10. Come on, how do you let that guy get behind you? It's Tyreek Hill. All game you've kept this guy in front of you. He hasn't beaten you, and now this is what you do. You let him get behind you. Bam, big play. At a huge point in the game, if he doesn't make that catch, if they go out of that game, they punt the ball, it's essentially over. Any points wins that game. Because the time of possession, if you can run the ball, if you can just get 3 points, you turn that thing into a 2-possession game, which didn't matter at the end, but if you take time off the clock, it does matter. Everything matters at that point. It's the fourth quarter. Time is not on their side, and they took advantage. Kansas City, I got to give it to them. They took advantage of them. San Francisco lost time of possession by 7 minutes. 7. That's half a quarter. Kansas City had the ball more than San Francisco, a team that prides themselves on time of possession. Kansas City had less penalties. They went 4 penalties for 24 yards. San Francisco had 5 for 45 yards. And Kansas City had 10 points off turnovers where San Francisco only had 7. They each had 2 takeaways, and San Francisco had 4 sacks to Kansas City's 1. That's the only statistical categories they tied and or lost to San Francisco. Other than that, after the first drive, I thought San Francisco should have had it. I mean, Patrick Mahomes played a horrible game. He went for 230, 2 picks, and a fumble. And you can't close out this game? He don't play worse than that. This is Patrick Mahomes we're talking about. This isn't some scrub off the bench. He played like hot garbage. Damian Williams bailed him out. Tyreek Hill bailed him out in the fourth quarter. That's why they won. His defense bailed him out. There's blown calls all over the field. I don't want to talk about that. It was on both sides. It was a well-called game. Good job, refs. I got no complaints whatsoever as far as officiating. Honestly, I didn't have a dog in the fight, so I didn't care. However, I'm sure some people may have a problem with it. I didn't. I thought missed calls on both sides. It is what it is. I didn't like the pass interference call on Kelsey, but, I mean, you could talk about, the face mask they didn't call on. I don't remember. I remember the face mask before that they didn't call. Whatever, on a tackle. However, Kansas City won. Congratulations, Kansas City fans. There you go. There's your congratulations. You won the Super Bowl after 50 years. Andy Reid's a great guy. Nobody hates him in the league. Everybody loves Andy Reid. So I'm happy for him. He deserves a Super Bowl. I think he's the longest sitting coach without us. Was the longest sitting coach without the Super Bowl. And he deserved it. He really did. However, I'm here to give you a hot take. I'm here to probably make some Kansas City fans mad, and I don't care. The credit to this win goes to the Kansas City defense. They made key stops at key times that kept Kansas City in this game. Tyreek Hill came up with big catch after big catch, and Damian Williams carried this team on the ground for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns, no fumbles, no mistakes whatsoever. Yet Mahomes gets the MVP. Are you kidding me? Damian Williams got robbed. And I heard you talk on Facebook, and I've seen all of it. And everybody tells me, well, all season, Mahomes was the guy all season. This isn't a regular season award. This isn't a totality of the playoffs award. This is Super Bowl MVP. This is how you played in the Super Bowl. Mahomes played like garbage, but because he's popular and he's a quarterback, he got it. And it's bullshit. Damian Williams is the reason they won that game. He closed out that game with that final run. I'm in shock. And everybody's on this Mahomes train. Mahomes played like garbage. I don't care. I still think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But he played like absolute garbage in the Super Bowl, and he got all the credit. Can't give it to him. Can't, won't. You can get over it. But moving forward, here's the deal. If you listen to my first episode, Kansas City is about to pay Patrick Mahomes. The rumor is upwards of $200 million. That's crazy. And if you listen to my first episode, if you haven't, go back and listen to it. I'll tell you, it gives all the reasons why you shouldn't do this, but they will. And Kansas City won't be back to the Super Bowl anytime soon. Sorry. They just won't. And the reason is you're gonna have to pay Mahomes. He deserves the money. But if you pay Mahomes, how are you going to pay Kelsey? How are you going to pay Hill? How are you going to pay all these guys that got you to the Super Bowl, the reason you're there? Kelsey's maybe the top tight end in the league right now, maybe one or two, arguably, depending on who you ask. He's going to want top dollar. You're not going to be able to give it to him. Tyreek Hill, he's going to want top dollar. You're not going to be able to give it to him because you're only going to be able to pay 2 of those 3. I guarantee it with max contracts. So, Kansas City fans, enjoy it. It's your last for the foreseeable future. This is going to be another Aaron Rodgers. That's exactly what happened to Aaron Rodgers. This is exactly what happened to Russell Wilson. They won the Super Bowl on small contracts. They got big contracts. They haven't won one since. And that goes back all the way to 2000. Listen to my first episode. The very first segment talks about it. Sorry. It is what it is. and I can't say that I'm sad about it. All right, coming up, I'm going to give you close it out and give you my rant of the week. But first, I'm going to give you my free plug of the week before we get out of here. On the hunt for cool-ass shirts and sweatshirts? If you are, check out Always Ready 1776 Apparel. It's a veteran-owned company that I use personally when I'm on the hunt for shirts or sweatshirts. So go to www.alwaysready1776.com. That's www.alwaysready1776.com. I promise you won't regret it. All right. So, told you I'd keep it short and sweet. That's what I'm going to do today. What I'm going to talk about now is my rant of the week. My rant of the week is along the Super Bowl. So, along the lines of the Super Bowl. So, I seen posts all day all last night and all today about Jay-Z and Beyoncé sitting during the national anthem. All right. As a veteran who's fought for this country, who's spent 3 years of my life in combat for our rights and our freedoms, I could give two shits what some fans did in the stands in the Super Bowl or pre-Super Bowl. As long as it wasn't on the field, who cares? They didn't use their position on the field. They weren't trying to get on camera that I know of. They probably knew people were going to be listening, but they didn't jump out there on camera to try to, on the field, and kneel and make a big spectacle. They just chose not to stand. That's their right. I'm okay with that. Just don't ruin a game. Don't ruin a private company's reputation to do so, because it doesn't matter where you work. If you did a political protest while you're on the job at any Fortune 500 company, you're going to get fired if you're in uniform when you do it. So, anyways, Jay-Z and Beyoncé, do whatever you want. I don't care. The only reason it has breathing any life is because people's talking about it, which is exactly what they probably wanted. And now I'm talking about it to you, which amplifies the damn thing, that's what pisses me off even more. So I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to end it with this. Whatever behavior you give attention to, that's the behavior you will continue to get in life. So just stop. That's it. I'm out.
Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is only made possible by you, the listener. So thank you for your support.